We live? Should be live. What's good, everybody? How you doing today? EA Play live. I'm gonna be honest with people from the straight. I'm not here for the Apex talk because it's an Apex and Battlefield, right? And I assume that everybody's here for the Battlefield stuff. So that's what I'm here to watch today. But I figured we'd cover it because it's always nice to do events and see who's about. But yeah, EA. It's a company that they get you by a couple games and you're hooked in. For me, that's Battlefield. So I guess we're gonna watch it. I guess I can sit through Apex stuff and do it. What's up, Ballistics? How you doing? Angel, how you doing today? Just checking everything is all good. We got 30 minutes. I figured I'd just like run some trailers in the back. Oh, they put the Xbox One on. Here we go. Nams plays. How you saying? What are you doing? Winnipeg Gamer, how you doing, man? I've changed the setup like slightly. I've got the chat box up there now, which I think overall works, but I don't know if people want me to move it back or across the screen. What's up, Mob Zombie? What are you saying? I'm very far from awake. Well, I'm running on like 3-4 hours sleep today, so I'm not I'm not in the greatest mood, but I mean, I had to fix it with as much caffeine as possible, so we'll make it through. Because we also got State of Play later on. As I've said, I'm not really looking forward so much to Deathloop, but we'll see what they pull out the bag a bit later. I don't expect high hopes from this. Rockin' Party at the top said new Star Wars game, but I don't think EA got anything for that right now, so we'll see how it goes. What games do you play on PC? Finally got a new PC. I'm looking to do some more PC gaming. Not much. Golf with friends, which you could have done on like console anyway. As well as Final Fantasy 14. But again, could have done that on console anyway. I'm really not using my PC for gaming as much at the moment. But I am enjoying playing golfing with friends. It's it reminds me of like, you know, like when they had the mini clip pool table. It's that we've got mini golf. So I enjoy it a fair bit. I was hoping for some Stray at State of Play, but yeah, no, they got their own event on the 29th. So I hopefully we getting a bit more Stray. I really hope so. We were talking about this on the last stream. I was just saying, like, just to be a cat, they got a good life. Most cats. I don't know what the life of a stray cat is, but you know, imagine they're like Top Cat and that. You know what I mean? It's coming home. I mean, it's looking like a fact now, isn't it? How can you not be happy about it? But we'll see. We shall see. Can only hope. I feel like it would really make some people's entire year with the atmosphere at the moment. So it's funny because even though it's football, it's like you're like just give England some sort of win in any shape or form right now. That would be massively appreciated. Chase some mice. Like, I wonder what other animals they'll have in Stray. Because it looks like mainly robots. And I'm like, well, cat can easily survive in that situation. But like, what are they doing for food and stuff? All of these questions will be answered with Stray, hopefully. And I'll be able to finally put that one to bed. But yeah, Battlefield. I can't believe you wrote me in again, EA. Like, I don't mind them overall, but just, you know, you can make a really good game, and if I'm on board, I'm on board. A lot of people still complaining about the lack of campaign, which I think is just sort of ridiculous, at this point in time anyway. Just because I don't know anyone that like just chills in campaign mode on Battlefield, you know? Tried to get Flight Sim working, but broke on install. Damn. I can never get it to download when I had the access to it, so you almost got further than me. Humans died off, but if all animals survived, it's going to be interesting. Maybe he's a messenger, he has a backpack. Maybe he's just a cat that enjoys having a backpack. It's the other side of it. Or a robot just put it on him. I wonder if it would give him any sort of if it could be like a cat upgrade. Make him like have some special moves. Man, consider It Takes Two. I need to play It Takes Two. That's a good point. I actually need to play it. I need someone to play it with. I enjoyed trying to think. I enjoyed doing those co-op games that we did on the late night streams. Like, there's something satisfying about doing co-op games. But only when they're that close, you know, only when they're that close, because you really get to feel both sides of the story. What's up, Gareth? How you doing? It Takes Two is a good shout. That's excellent. My PC crashed when I tried launching Rogue Company. Man, this is the thing. You get a PC and you hope it's just going to work. And it just doesn't 100%. Like, you just leave Windows to give it maybe like 3 updates and somehow it's sunk your entire PC's capabilities. You're like, all I did was click the Windows update and my computer restarted for a good 2 hours, and then when it came back on, it was just not working properly. That's what happened to me anyway. Odd Zombie saying, have I played Days Gone? I have. Sad there's no sequel coming in theory. It's weird that a lot of people don't really like that game overall. Like, I know most people enjoyed it, at least like from the stream and stuff, and people that said they played it. But there's also a fair bit of like hate for it anyway. But then they had the little petition and everything to try and get the sequel. But yeah, it's a weird one. I thought they executed it really well, and I actually really enjoyed the story. It just takes a long time to get into it, but I didn't feel like that was particularly like dragged out in a way, because it was just, you were just playing a survival game until it really kicked in, and the survival was pretty fun. And then like fighting hordes and stuff is its complete own experience, which is, I would have liked to see how they could have dealt with the capabilities. Like if the PS5 would have helped it with a sequel, but it is what it is. My dad says he's going to upgrade the PC performance, and he bought more storage instead of RAM. Oh man, just I feel your pain, bro. I feel your pain. Just gotta take that straight back, get it exchanged. I have to send my PS5 back to PlayStation because it randomly turns off whenever I'm playing the high fidelity game. Damn, what the hell? I'm playing Days Gone right now with the PS5 enhancements. Loving it just as much the second time. Yeah, it's a great game. It's a great game. Marvel Studios What If trailer released just now? What was it? What was the premise? I mean, we got 20 minutes, but I don't want to massively deviate. I love Days Gone. I didn't give it a try because I thought it would be really generic zombie type game. And then I just picked it up one day and gave it a try and actually fell in love with it. Yeah, like you get sucked into it. Like the story absolutely sucks you into it. So that's what I mean. At first you're like, oh, this is alright. I'm like, at first I guess you're a little bit like, this is a little bit kind of like The Last of Us in a weird way. It was just so close, like with the premise a bit, and suddenly you're like, no, this is its own complete game, and it works so well, like really quickly as well, because Deacon's just like a crazy guy that shouts at his motorcycle when you're meant to be like keeping a low profile, riding through places and stuff, and then you just end up getting jumped. I'm excited. My Country vs. Yours this Sunday. Oh man. Insert Wesley Snipes with the gun and the crying face gif because I can't put it in. Where is Battlefield? We need more games out here on the PS5 streets. We do. Unfortunately, we do. It's a quiet month overall. Hopefully, you know, State of Play is going to pull some stuff tonight. We'll see. But I mean, Deathloop. We've gone over talking about Deathloop. Not exactly thrilled with it. But, you know, they made a game and I respect it, and hopefully people will enjoy it. Maybe plugged into a power strip, or it's just overheating. It needs power for the game. You may need to just unplug your USB. Oh, there we go. Solutions, aka Ruben with the solution. Welcome to the chat. Words, welcome to the chat as well. Jimbo, very excited about Dead Space coming back finally. Yeah, Dead Space was cool. Like there's a miniature vibe of that aesthetic a little bit in Returnal, wasn't it? But I remember going to a house party and people was just playing that way back. Like just playing it in the middle of the house party. I'm wondering if anyone else out there is having the same issues with their PS5. Why don't I like Deathloop? Because it just has... I know it sounds bad because they've released so much like trailer and stuff for it, but it doesn't fully grip me. It doesn't, like, I can see myself just getting bored because, you know, it's got elements of like, yeah, it's kind of a shooter, but it's also a repeat shooter, and sure, there's going to be story that moves on and stuff, but I'm just not too invested in what that story is. Like, you know, the ones where like it doesn't grip your interest, like overall. Like, I'm not like, oh, I need to find out what's going on with this game. Like, it just doesn't have that sort of appeal. It's more of a like, oh, I like the challenge of this game, and I don't really see it with it because I'm not invested in the sort of overall thing that they're trying to sell. Does that make sense? Brett, what are you saying, man? Good to see you. Any theories on what else might be in the showcase today? Which one later on? State of Play. Just Matthias, how's it going? Yeah, I had to like... We were saying, Callie was saying it as well, like to definitely taper back expectations. And I don't think they're going to put out too much. I said we might get the Blue Point news because a lot of people were saying that anyway, but as we know that's potentially coming, I don't see why they'd hold out that much longer. Which in theory could mean that they drop a random trailer on us for a game that they also started working on that we didn't know about. But overall, I just I don't think we're going to get too much out of Sony. I think it's just going to be a nice... It'll be enough for people to talk, but Deathloop just doesn't have that appeal. I don't know what they're going to put out. Hey, J Gamer UK, how you doing? We guessed maybe like some of the indie titles, but I doubt it. Like, you know, it'd be nice if they just pulled out a little bit more Sifu or something like that, but we shall see. We shall see what they actually drop on us. Kind of a shame it's not like a big event, because everyone was always getting hype after E3, being like, oh yeah, Sony's got this event coming, blah blah blah, and everyone was like, oh, they'll definitely drop it just after E3, maybe July. None of that happened, unfortunately. James, how you doing today? So I said, I hope we get Battlefield gameplay. I hope we get more Battlefield gameplay in general. Yeah, that's all I'm here for. Like, that's literally all I'm here for. Vegan VR King, how you doing, man? I was surprised to see your opinion on Resident Evil Village. Oh no, there's a lot of Game of the Year talk about it. So I feel like there's like no conversation happening about that game. Am I wrong? Like, it came out, right? And then it just, people played it. They played it, and I don't see. I see more people dropping dead still on Returnal, you know, and it sends you, oh, this scout, blah blah blah. I see more of that happening than seeing people play Resident Evil Village, but I could be completely wrong. And either way, like, I enjoyed it in a more, I don't want to say ironic way, because that's not it, like, in more of like, for this, as I said when I was playing it, like the spectacle of what it all was. But I just didn't like that the stakes didn't feel that stacked against me, and there's some weird crazy shit that happens towards the end of that game, and then I'm just like, yeah, I enjoyed it, but it's also like, okay, yeah, what the fuck. It was just such a difference in level of tone compared to the previous game, so if I like Dishonored, I like Deathloop, but I'm still not in that place with, like I said, it's like I'm not mentally invested in it for some reason. I don't know if it's because it's like puzzle shooter. You know what I mean? Like, in a way, it's like a puzzle shooter. Like, it's a scenario runner. I like it with Hitman because, like, you're Hitman. But I also like the like charm that game has overall, where Deathloop, I don't see that happening. Resident 8 was really underwhelming. Resident 7 was it was a better experience. Yeah, 100%. Like, just for fear and such, you know? And fair enough, like, it had action, it had little boss fights and stuff, but they weren't to the level of spectacle that you had in 8, where it's like wolfmen and that, werewolves and beast dudes, and you know, old man Magneto up in there, and it, you know what I mean, like, and being in some sort of super tank contraption, just it's just, what are you doing, man? Who said this is where we should go with this game? And they're like hands chopping up. There's so much stuff in that was just so over the. You thought they when they were making it, they're like, this will be impactful, but like when you played it, you're just like, his hand got cut off. Like, it wasn't like a massive shock a lot of the time. You're just like, oh fuck, all right, this is too ridiculous to be scary. Like, even vampires, like the vampires were just completely swarming you, like with the flies and stuff. It's like, it just didn't have the same scariness as a guy that could just break through the wall every so often. And I wasn't disappointed in it. I just judging it as a game, you know. No, I'm super tired though, just Matthias. Like, I'm absolutely like got like 3 hours sleep and stuff. I was up late editing and doing a whole bunch of stuff, which was not the best idea. Slept like 10 till 1. It was not fun. Resident Evil 2 remake. Everyone's saying this. You know what? It keeps popping up. And Callie was like, yeah, it's popping up, it's popping up. And I was just, I'm not against it, But I don't know if it's like the right time. But I haven't streamed like a game this week, so I don't know if the weekend's the best time to start it. It'd be better to start in the week. But it's between Order and The Last Guardian, which I think is gonna probably get me really, really annoyed. But you know what? We'll give it a go. Does anyone, just for reference, does anyone play get a nap in after this before State of Play? I mean, I might have to, but I also probably will eat, but because I don't think this is going to be that long. So I need to have dinner. Can't have the dinner nap. That combination will just turn into the sleep through State of Play, and it will just be back up like super late again, which is not ideal either. Which is why I'm trying to just ride it out. I was only meant to I was only meant to nap for like 20 minutes or something, and it all went a bit crazy. Max, what are you saying? I'm still a member now. 9 minutes until we do this. That's 0 Apex players then, yeah. Like just replenish your body soon. A litre of Sprite and dinner. A litre of Sprite. A litre. I don't know about that. It's gonna be half an hour. Yeah, exactly. Like so, it's yeah, it's a good time to eat. Still not gonna sleep before State of Play. How do you sleep before a State of Play? I mean, when it's Deathloop, you can probably, yeah, you can take a nap before that. I'm still stuck on the idea of just drinking a straight litre of Sprite. Did I not say, has anyone ever played Apex? Or is still currently playing Apex? Because we gotta listen to some of that. They also said that they've got more coming in July for Battlefield in the description. So it's like, well, what are you going to show us today? How much are you going to show us through July? Still no on the Apex. I'm not watching DD Danone. Played the tutorial and got bored. Yeah. I mean, a couple games were fun. Damn, AKA Ruben, you're here for the... I respect it. You're here for the Apex Legends. And the Battlefield. All I want to see is a bit more of also this way I can test the volume. Incoming fire!
Attention all squads. The Russian troops are falling back. Do whatever you can to secure the sector.
So is that alright? I feel like it's probably a tiny bit too loud.
We push them back, but
like
not
now.
far enough. Do not let
There we
them
go.
regroup.
I think that should be alright. But yeah, anyway, Battlefield's looking really good. Thanks, man, for your archive of FF7 remake streams. I wanted to watch, waited to watch and started on PS5. It's great playing it and watching your reaction to gamers. You're gonna get to a point where I start calling it a 30-hour game. I'm just warning you now. I get to I get to a point where it's just 30-hour game, mate. Absolutely 30-hour game. Like, honestly. What's up, Space Cadet? I mean, it was still a good gameplay trailer. I think the problem with some streams sometimes, and even when I'm playing it back here, it's probably not as good, but sometimes streams don't do them the best justice. Like it didn't look that good on the stream, but then when I went to watch it back properly, looked way better, especially for a pre-alpha. Like it's like very impressive. And they even recreated the trailer part. Yeah, so I was editing video for heavy spoilers. I was working late, and it just got to the point where, because like the tea was the only thing that would keep me up, I just brought the kettle up instead. So I was sick and tired of going down 2 flights of stairs, like come like 2 a.m. I was like, no, I can't be doing that for the rest of the evening. I gotta finish this edit, right? Yeah, that was yesterday. My wife was asking me, is he saying 30 hours? 30 hours? Yeah, it is. It's 30. It's. Hey, they don't scrape on the endless corridor tunnel combination. Let me tell you that. It's it's the only thing like intermission has a bit in that as well, and I'm just a bit like, oh, you know what? Please don't do this. But overall, I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for the sequel. Like, you get they've teased it pretty damn well, and they're even doing the remaster of Advent Child or Children, which is hopefully it'll look as good as the new game. Even though I didn't know really what was going on in that movie for a lot of it. I'll be completely honest with you. It was hard to follow, not having played the game. It's like all these characters popping up. Didn't have a clue. 2 minutes! They better not do this thing where it's like, we start in an hour. If they do one of them, we start in an hour countdowns out of nowhere. But it's EA, and they'll probably be like, you need to pay to watch the rest of this. How's it got 14 discs? 14 people just don't like the fact that EA are doing a live stream on their actual channel. Like, at least give it a minute. Did someone say it's only 30 minutes? I better be even an even 20 to Battlefield, 10 to Apex. I didn't even get the countdown music. I need to add some countdown music or something. How far are you in the game now, Warren? State of microtransactions? Yeah, this is it. State of Pay by EA. It should be now. If I get it. It should be now. Come on, EA. How much are you gonna mount this? People saying GTA 6, please, in the chat. Come on! Chapter 17 now. 46 hours. This is what I'm saying. Way past the 30-hour game mark right there. Way past it. You're going for the 60-hour game. Here we go, guys. Alright. Hey, none of that, mouse. Not bad for a tired guy. Hey. The brain survives.
Makes you blind.
Abdul, how you doing?
Closest to you.
Let me know if the volume's all good. So it's good when the presentation starts off with some sort of curb stomp going on in there.
Hi, I'm Stella Chung from IGN, and welcome to Spotlight.
Okay,
the
hi.
first in the EA series that connects you to the games you love and the people who make them. Leading up to EA Play Live on July 22nd, EA invited me to come chat with the developers who are defining the future of first-person shooters. So,
it's a bit
please
ballsy
join
though,
me
the
in
title,
welcoming
isn't it?
Zampella,
founder of Respawn,
A little bit.
manager, Chad Grenier, game director for Apex Legends, Christian
They're like,
Bass,
we are the
general
future
manager
of
Rebel Effect
FPS.
Studios, and joining us live from DICE headquarters, Oskar Gabrielson, general manager of DICE. Today we're going to talk about first-person shooters, especially Apex Legends and the recently announced Battlefield 2042. So
You can
let's
talk
jump
about
in.
any that EA didn't
This
make,
is an
flip it up.
insane group. So, doing some quick calculation, how many years of game dev experience do we have here?
Got almost 20 years.
For
I
just
spent
you?
all of it with Vince, actually. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
are those happy years?
It's been a roller coaster.
Okay. And
No,
how
they've
about
been
you?
good.
So I've been with DICE for 20 years as well, but with Vince only for 2 years. So 2 good years though, really good years.
I like that you specified that they're 2 very good years.
Did we sign up for a talk
Oskar,
show?
how about you?
I didn't.
I'd say 24 years. Kicked off.
When they
early
said
with
discussion, I was
multi-player
hoping
back
for
in the
just-
Counter-Strike and Quake
and
days.
his?
Since then, came into DICE. North of 10 years ago. So it's been a thrilling ride of many different shooters across the years.
And this is the first time you guys are talking?
I think we all individually talk all the time, but just
Okay.
as one group, we haven't all been together
Oh.
like this.
Alright, sick.
So
We're
it's
watching a
kind of-
podcast.
This is
Okay.
a very powerful group then.
I guess.
It's like
I'm
a
actually very
powerhouse
weak,
of
so.
FPS.
The Apex Games
Get to the games.
are where the champions are crowned, but the arenas are where legends are made.
So Apex Legends took the world by storm.
FPS,
launching just
Xbox
over 2 years
entered the
ago,
chat.
and you had no advertisement before. So do you guys have any stories that you can share with us?
Well, I recently just wrote a blog on our 2-year anniversary, kind of talking about how we kept the game a secret and did the Beyonce drop at the time. Like, so we kind of copied her strategy there.
Always
But-
go with Beyonce,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you win.
Flawless.
exactly.
Well, in game. Can you play as Beyonce in game? Is that what they're saying? Are we gonna get hour-long interviews with devs regurgitating word salad? I hope not. Like, if we are, like, God save us all, man.
You revealed Battlefield 2042 to the world last month.
Because
How does it
you're
feel
doing
to
this
have
on the
news
same
finally out
day
there?
as State of Play's
Well,
coming
I
out. You
think
should really
the
be
theory
bringing
is when you build a game and you're kind of looking forward to announcing it,
Something
you're
that's gonna
supposed to
help
feel
with the sales.
excited and pumped and thrilled and all those kind of positive words.
Yeah.
The honest reality is pure agony the last couple of weeks before you show off a thing. You have teams that spent years and years and years, hundreds and hundreds of game creators creating these
So it's
games.
the
and then
same
you get
gameplay.
this final moment.
At least
they
they're
get to show
putting
the
it
game
in.
to the world, and you never know what reactions are going to be. But of course, super happy to be able to show the game to the world. It's something we're super pumped about.
So tell us about the game and its trademark game events that are truly next level.
Not many times in your career do you get the chance to go through a console transition. So when we got the chance now to work on a new generation of consoles, it really enabled us to rethink some of the kind of core building blocks of Battlefield, delivering a game at a scale we've never done before. And it comes both on the land masses you play Battlefield on, but also the player counts. Getting the chance to play with 128 players on an army scale kind of warfare setup. We added a lot of really cool gear to the game, things like grappling hooks, wingsuit, and then for some really cool reason, we like to say, like, what about a real-time tornado? Real-time tornadoes are cool, right? What about adding one of those?
Who decided that?
And then what happens if you take
Who
that
signed
and
that off?
combine it with a wingsuit, so you can kind of propel yourself to the other side of the map. You know, these tornadoes, they kind of help in kind of ground way when you play. There's been more than a few playtests in which you're in this really intense situation where you're honestly pretty
Well, can you like control
and
the...
then a lovely tornado shows up and just sweeps all the enemies in front of you. You're like, hey, that worked. High five,
Call it,
Mr.
you can
Tornado.
call in a
And
tornado,
I think
that'd be
those
dope.
kind of
Imagine
really
that.
good Revolution moments
No,
that
that's
we're
too Call of
introducing as
Duty.
part of Battlefield 2042 is what
Hit
makes
with
the
the-
game special. You need
hit
to
with a
play on your toes
tornado.
every single second because you never know what Mother Nature throws at you.
Can you shoot like into and out of the tornado?
Of course you can shoot at a tornado, and that's one good way of understanding that the storm's actually approaching is just kind of looking up at the trees. If they're starting to bend a bit too much, you probably are supposed to start running because you're going to get, swept up by that tornado sooner or later.
That's
Can you
nice
tell me how
enough.
long the
That's
team has
at
been
least it's
working
got
on
an
the game?
interactive
Yeah, so this is a
environment with the
3-year
tornado.
cycle for us, and that really has enabled us to both take a big leap when it comes to tech. So we're running on a completely new version of Frostbite, which has enabled us to push both visual fidelity and core gameplay as a result. And really to kind of hone in on the concept. You've seen us talk about our no-path specialist, our new characters, and we've invested a lot of time and kind of love and passion into the story.
Just making it completely multiplayer.
And, the war we're portraying. So we're super happy.
You said storylines though. How are you gonna
So
figure that
DICE
out?
and DICE LA have
Maybe
a
they
long
do have
history
some
with
stuff.
Battlefield. But before we talk about the history, DICE LA just rebranded. So can you tell us all about that, Christian?
Yeah, so the studio was formed 8 years ago as a way of expanding the capabilities that DICE
You can
had.
activate a
Battlefield.
tornado,
We
just
wanted to
cause
push this idea
Yeah,
that we have in
sick.
the studio where we really want to drive quality in everything we do as a studio. And in order for us to do that in a really good way, we believe that you need to be good at listening. You need to listen to the people that work in the studio to kind of find these good ideas, these kind of nuggets of good ideas that we then try to turn into something real. And that sort of is ripple effect for us. It's this idea that great things have small beginnings, and that's kind of what a ripple effect is. But we're super excited about the name.
This is
We feel like it
not what I
represents
imagined
us,
it would be,
flows
but
well.
thank you for being here if
So
you are
the
here
work
right now.
that Oscar and Christian
Like,
have
I
been doing
can't
for
really
Battlefield
interject
hasn't
'cause
even
they're
been
just
revealed
discussing.
Yet, but Christian, I'm hoping that you can maybe give us a little bit of a hint.
So I can't say that much about it. What I can say is this, though, is that one of the components in this experience that we're creating is that we're adding some of the fan favorite maps back into Battlefield 2042. But the entire experience, you have to wait a bit longer before we reveal what that is.
Okay, the classic. We'll just reuse old material. Remember those old maps you like? I wonder how the comment section is going.
The team at DICE announced
no.
Hazard Zone at the reveal, but didn't say much.
I
we know it's
don't
being
want
developed
to
at
think.
DICE. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, I mean, so Battlefield 2042 ships with 3 core multiplayer experiences. We've
I just
shown
stole a
off
line
Modern
from
Warfare. Of
Prometheus.
course, Christian and his team has something special coming shortly that we'll show at EA Play Live. And our
I've been
second
gone for
experience is
3
called
months.
Hazard Zone. It's a high
Where have you been, man?
squad-based
Welcome
game mode
back.
with a lot of high tension. It's
Skyboy
not your
in the chat.
classic Battle Royale.
So what is the
It's,
point of
really
this? The point of
contemporary
this
mode. It's
is
also
to,
something the team has been thinking about for many years.
get
We
people
really look
excited
forward to showing
without
the
having
world it has
showing
some
us
really special
anything
components, and it
that
really
is,
kind of leans into the superpowers of
actually going to make us
Battlefield
want to
and
probably
DICE at the same
invest
time.
in just
So we'll show more later this fall, just a couple
a
of weeks and
multiplayer
months
version
before
of
we launch
Battlefield.
the game in October.
So
No,
Vince,
no, you
you've
need to
been
hurry
part
up with
of
the
some of
footage.
the biggest FPS games in the history of the genre, like Medal of Honor, Allied Assault, Call of Duty, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Also the sequel.
I didn't
to
think
Pro
this stream was
franchises
gonna be the
Titanfall 1 and 2,
proverbial,
my personal
like,
favorites, and Apex Legends, just to name a few.
give
What
ourselves
is
a
the
medal
secret
shit,
ingredient
you
to
know,
making
like
a great FPS?
just like we're the kings. Look at him sitting there as well. We're the
Neat,
kings
I
of
like
this.
that.
I think it goes back to something Christian
Kings of FPS, the
mentioned,
future of
which is
FPS.
Finding nuggets of gold within the team members themselves.
And they're just yapping, man.
Putting them into the game, right? Building a great team where people are, have this initiative and they're passionate about making games.
Like, would you
Ideas come
say
from anyone, and so if
it's
you-
Corey?
you
Corey
provide
returns with a new
those
name.
ideas just sort of happens, assuming you have a collaborative culture and a place where people feel like they can speak up and pitch ideas. And
Would you
And
say
not all
EA
ideas are
is the
good.
future
Like,
of
you have to be-
FPS?
like, we'll
Can I
throw
do a
out
poll?
ideas,
I don't know how you make
I'll
polls
say
and stuff. I
something
should
in
have
chat
found
and
that.
say, that's stupid. We're not doing
But-
that. Okay, and he's probably
Oh wait, I
right
can do a poll.
most of the time.
what was an idea in Apex that you guys threw out? Besides Titan, because we all know everyone's been asking about Titan.
There's a lot. Coming off of Titanfall 2, we had a lot of the Titanfall 2 mechanics in the game, like the Titans, and that was something that we decided to cut, as well as wall running and the jump packs. And I know those are all favorites of Titanfall players, but
Some
they
say he's
added what we
Zod.
call Brownian motion in our game, where players can sort of be anywhere at any time, and we wanted a slower pace, more predictable combat where you can predict when someone goes around the corner, like, the possibilities of where they could be, and not that they can be anywhere. And then the Titans sort of
you're losing the
more
vote.
weird balance.
The
They were
poll.
sort of, how do you make them powerful enough that you feel really cool when you're in a Titan, but not OP? We had drop pods.
I'm
at the
sorry,
beginning,
guys.
Jumping out of the plane and sort of doing the skydive. We had a
Regret
map
to
that you
inform
would
you,
pick
but the
where you would
council
drop and sort of just instantly dart down
we've
in
decided
a drop pod. But we found
you
during
are not the
playtest
future
that
of
giving
FPS.
players more time to reposition
And this is not
see
an
where other
exciting
players
way
are going and
like-
rethink strategy was more fun.
Going to check it out over there.
It's a lot of playtesting.
Like, the thing is,
trying
right?
things and failing fast and moving on or improving if you see a promise in it. So.
Yeah, I think it's incredible to see.
You
like,
have this
your
like
team work
enjoyable
together, and, like you said,
format,
a great
like
team is a great
FPS
FPS,
shooters,
because now you have
and
this
you decide the
title
best way
that
to
is
promote it
ready.
is like
And ALGS has been
just start
doing wonders,
talking
a lot of people have been wanting to
about
enter
them.
into it, and
Just
so
get people playing
just
them.
Kind of the proof is in the
I don't
pudding.
understand why things like this don't
Yeah,
have
we're really
people
glad
playing
that
the
people are
games a lot of the
playing
time.
competitively, and ALGS has been great. Just held the championships, so that was really cool. Really big prize pool.
It
so
doesn't
it's been
make sense.
exciting. Looking forward to doing it again next year.
This is very
I
corporate
know you
minus the
mentioned
business
your
casual
team
time.
with Ripple Effect now. So would that kind of be
Yeah,
your
it's just
same
like,
answer?
Yeah, of course, Key is a great team. I mean, that's how you succeed. The other thing that I really like is, and I think that's something that the Battlefield franchise has done well, is not being afraid of taking risks and not saying no instantly. So if someone comes up with an idea, like having a tornado real time in the game, someone doesn't
They're
just say
loving
that's
this
insane,
tornado.
Instead, it's like, yeah, maybe that could work. And that kind of
They're
what-if
absolutely
question,
loving
I
the
think, is super
tornado.
important. So you take some risk, like we introduced Destruction back in Battlefield Bad Company 1 into the game.
That was a
which
good call,
wasn't
though. I
necessarily
respect
from a
that.
development
No,
point of view,
no.
a sane idea, but it was a cool idea, and we wanted it, so we kind of pushed for it, even though it was really difficult to do. But then, like Vince said, you have to balance that with being
Yeah, with
bold enough to
tornadoes.
cut things that don't work as well, and that is actually more difficult than it sounds. It's difficult to cut things that you've been working on for a long time. So I think that balance is really important to strike.
Then turning to Oscar, is there anything that you've had to cut from previous games that you've worked on that kind of made you feel a little bit sad?
Oof. I have one that I miss, every single day. We'll hopefully get it back in, some Battlefield version. It's actually something we did back in the Battlefield 4 days called Tablet Commander. So you might remember you could actually join into a 64-player Battlefield session on your tablet, either an Android one or an iOS
EA
one.
aren't
And
they?
we even have voice over IP support, so you could kind of call in
The future
supplies,
and the-
do a bunch of things from the iPad.
This
So
is
the
a
reason I
slash.
remembered so well, it was actually the same year I got
They're
my
the
first
future
kid.
debt
So I couldn't sit in front
payoffs
of a console or PC,
for
but what I
many
could do is I could carry my
EA
kid on one arm,
whale.
and I could have my iPad on the other arm, and I could scream at my squad and give them squad orders.
I'm gonna end
So
the
we
poll
just need
because
to
it's
get Tablet
it's
Commander back.
it's
And
it's
us
on
not having it in the
69%
next couple of
no,
games
so
is still really frustrating.
that
me, so
concludes
we
it.
have to fix that.
Do you think we can make that happen?
Hopefully at some point.
Yeah,
it will be
so I
back
can
in
get
the
off my
game.
screen
I don't
as
know,
well.
though.
Let's do a classic, Christian.
You and I this weekend, Oskar. Let's write some code.
How hard can it be?
There's the
I
results,
love the
man.
Commander feature as well. That's a good call out,
There's
Oskar.
the results.
So going back to Apex, Chad and Vince, you guys have been able to knock it out of the park with every season launch. And I think season 9 was one of the best because you
Apex
also
is
brought
at
back
season
Titanfall
9 now.
2's
Okay.
most infamous pilot, Viper, with Valkyrie, and created this new backstory for a character that we really didn't get that much screen time with. How do you guys keep doing it?
Well, our writing team just loves Titanfall, and they're trying every moment to try to squeeze something in. We've seen that the fans really love it too, and so when there's an opportunity, we obviously want to
I mean,
do
why
it.
not just
The team
capitalize
is
on
just
that?
generally very familiar with all of the characters and the universe and all the lore. So sometimes it's a natural fit, and sometimes we just we'll pull in Ash to run the.
Yeah, some
arenas
seasons you
or
got to
something
make
like
more
that.
money, though, innit?
It's
So
all in
you
the
have
same
to.
universe, so it happens fairly naturally.
I think I saw that you guys even pulled in a community member to the writing team, right? I think that's incredible. What was your decision-making process?
This is
Yeah, as the game gets
not
bigger,
the future
and
of
we've got
FPS. They
all
lied
the
to
devs working on the
me
game, we
and
need
you
to really
and you and you
document,
and you
start
and you.
cataloging, our lore and what we've done, what we haven't done, and who's who. And so he had already been essentially doing that for free.
Thanos looked
so
at the
we
show and
just reached out and asked
snapped.
if he wanted to work for us, and yeah, now he works at
Tornadoes
Respawn.
of
We serve
money
our
and
lore
slot
expert
machines.
now.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, the universe is something that we're building on, and we have big plans
Our
for it.
Tornado is the future of EA.
Keep our heads straight on everything, because it's not always easy.
Imagine an artsy talking
and I
about
noticed
songs
that
and
you
music
also
in
brought
general for
in
15 plus minutes before
community
playing a
artists
song from
for
your new
all the
album.
Apex panels and even on Twitter, not even just in game. So how do you find these people, these artists, and how do you
It's
pick
true.
them?
Man, there's
It's
been so
true.
much good art. We don't ask for it. They just post it.
And it's amazing. Thank you.
It blows our mind.
This is why I was saying
So
we're not
we've
getting
done a
God
bunch
of
things
War.
with the community, and honestly,
Because
we're just getting started. We're gonna, hopefully do a lot.
why
more.
would we have,
We've reached out to a few people, and they've done some comics for some of our seasons. We just partnered with.
Why would we
someone
have
in the
some
community
local
to
band
do
play,
an
and then the
animated,
last 10 minutes,
Pathfinder video.
we're just like, oh yeah, here's Metallica for one song. Like,
Yeah, just getting started.
that's the equivalent
There's
of
so many
like
amazing
tagging
artists
on
out
God
there.
of War to the end of a state of play
We're
currently.
also
Like,
hiring,
it
so
will be its own thing.
You can always apply also, but they're doing great work.
Bam could have been asleep right
I
now.
think
Nice job
it's so
getting that
cool.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's amazing that you've been able to tie the community
It's just,
into this. And
it's
kind of
it's
keep
not
that
like
sort of
bad,
form.
but it's
I
like,
love it so
I
much.
feel
Even
like
casual comics that I see retweeted
you
on
could just
the Apex Legends Twitter account. I think
have
it's really cool
uploaded
that
this,
you've been able to
you
bridge
know?
that gap between people
You could have just
who are
uploaded
so
this on the
passionate
sly.
and aren't
I had a
necessarily
nice little thing that
developers
was
or
like
in
the
the
future of
gaming industry,
FPS,
but they just want to share their love of
and
the
just
game, and you
had
said, like,
a
embrace the
big
community, which is incredible.
Yeah,
amount of
we've been
footage.
partnering with
That's
them
all
to
they
actually
needed.
help get
I don't
them
mind if they're
actual
talking
lore
about whatever. Just
so
show
they
us some
can release
footage.
their own comics and things that are actually
Get some sleep.
like a
This is
legit
snooze fest.
backstory.
We got
It's
State
not
of Play
just
coming up
creation.
later.
Yeah,
This is
that's awesome.
this is like we've gone to the restaurant.
Fight for fortune, others
We ordered a starter.
but we shall all
We knew it wasn't
move
going to be
forward
that
in the
good,
glorious realm.
but
Mirage, quiet.
we're eating
What
for
was the
now.
inspiration for Apex Legends?
Well, we were really passionate about making a
And
team-based
State of
game.
Play comes out, and you go, you know what?
We initially were
That's why we wait for
prototyping
the
with
main
different
course.
classes and how do you create team play. And so some of our early legends were
How do you
like
make
Lifeline,
FPSs,
being the
like,
combat medic, Pathfinder,
boring?
Came over from Titanfall 2
Like, just
and
by
sort of
talking about them
naturally
so much.
found some abilities.
That was fun.
But I think once we honed in on making the game about the actual legends, not so much the abilities or the gameplay, but more through the eyes of these legends, that's when the game really took off from a development point of view. And a lot of the team just got really passionate about the actual legends themselves and who they are. And then things start lining up and making sense, like why is Bloodhound doing these abilities? And I think that's when the team sort of became aligned and started working
They're
together.
like, we're gonna
Yeah, and I think we were looking at what
We're
was
gonna
happening,
capitalize
and
on
as
that at
we
some point down the
progressed
line.
After Titanfall 2, like where we would take multiplayer and kind of looking at the battle royale space and it kind of blowing up, and we wanted to take that and do something new and unique with it.
We
So
wanted
kind of
to make
combining
some
the
money.
character-based play with
Yeah,
that
I hear
just
that.
made sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and I think you guys said that you want to expand beyond Battle Royale, which was evident in Season 9's arenas. Can you guys give us a hint at what else you might be planning going beyond Battle Royale?
Yeah, so Battle Royale will continue to be a primary focus for us. That's that's the roots of the game. But we have been trying to expand beyond Battle Royale because we have what we think is a really great combat loop and fun core gameplay. And so we're trying to offer more ways to play. So we just released arenas in Season 9. And in Season 10, I can confirm that we'll be releasing a ranked version of arenas.
Ranked. Really one gamer says, bring in the British lady. Please don't.
So I'm very curious,
Please.
what FPS defined you as a developer?
So for me, it's the first FPS game I shipped, which was Battlefield 1942. It took off, became a huge success, so kind of everything.
Did he say his
that
own game
started
inspired
building
him?
that game and experience
I
in the
respect that
launch.
so
And
much.
It's one of the greatest, I guess, memories I have in my career. So that's the game that defined me.
I just realized you launched
No, she
with
said that defines him.
1942, and now
Fair
it's
enough.
2042. How do you feel about that?
I feel really good about it. So when I love the name, so I think that was a great choice, going back to our roots in a way. So I love that name, and I love it sort of coming together.
And
what
here's
about you,
10
Oskar?
minutes of new
Yeah, I have
gameplay.
to go back to my classic Counter-Strike days. I know I spent decades and decades, it feels like, in the game. I still, like, on a rainy Sunday, instead of actually playing like proper multiplayer games, I will just join empty.
Getting
up
food
server
poisoning
and
from
I'll
the
work on
appetizer?
my smoke grenades just to make sure. I don't know why. I haven't given up on that. Given up on that. dream
It's
of
not
becoming a pro player.
ideal.
It'll never happen. But it's still my go-to game on a rainy Sunday.
What about Vince? I'm very curious.
This is
Probably like Doom, because the modding. We spent a lot of time like making mods and trolling our friends as we played, you know, kind of LAN party style. And then playing probably Quake 3 Arena was probably like the game that I had the most fun, you know, playing competitively.
Do you think you could have gone pro in it?
Oh gosh, no.
Chad, how about you?
I'm kind of surrounded by my idols
I'm
here
offended,
because
man.
I grew up, as far as multiplayer gaming, playing a lot of Battlefield 1942.
I'm offended. Hang on.
And then what got me my start in my career is actually playing and modding Medal of Honor Allied Assault, which is a game Vince made. So
I ain't saying nothing here.
and then, you know, that's how I met Vince and got my job and all that and started.
Save Titanfall. Save
How does it
Titanfall.
feel, like hearing
People
all this?
sleeping.
It's very good, of course. Yeah, it's great.
Battlefront 3.
But I mean,
Save
it's like
Titanfall,
we're
Save
all
Titanfall,
fans of
Fortnite
each other's
3.
work. I mean, I love playing Allied Assault. Modern Warfare was
This is
great.
worse than E3.
I used to play a ton of
Yeah.
Counter-Strike as well. I think
Yeah,
maybe
it is.
most of us did. That was a
Need
ton
for
of fun.
Speed.
So when are you and Oscar going to team up for CSGO?
This
That's
is
a good
it.
question. I'm
Why?
pretty sure Oscar is
They
way
like
better
money, but they're
than
not
I
like.
am, so
Well,
I don't
maybe
know.
you can
Or
coach
maybe
you.
you can carry me, Oscar.
Yeah.
They're acting like they don't
Fine
like
was,
money.
you know,
If
we're
anything,
all great in
like this
theory,
leads me
at
to
least.
believe,
That's a
right?
really
I can't
good
believe
start.
it. Chat
Question
is
is
exactly
we
how I
can
thought it'd be.
try and play in a good place, but maybe we can schedule something for this weekend. We just need to finish these games we're working on.
Just show us the actual fucking games.
Like it's this weird thing where you put out a game and instantly you have like an
I
hour
don't want to
window
listen to
maybe
this
where
anymore.
you
I
know,
legitimately don't want to listen to this
and then they
anymore.
just surpass you like that.
Is it over?
It's crazy.
Actually, I'm really
Is it
curious.
done?
How many times, like, what is a moment
They've not even
where
showed any
you've seen a
gameplay
fan post
for a while now.
gameplay of something that you never thought was possible in a game?
Every day.
Every day. Is there like a favorite moment?
What was the curved bullet thing in Titanfall?
Curved bullets? I don't remember that one.
Yeah, where they used the warp thing and they would curve bullets and hit people. Yeah.
I'm so glad I wasn't playing against them.
Yeah, anytime we release something new, also, we think it's like really well balanced, and then we release it, and we just like, oh no, people are doing that with it. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Love
and
it.
that's why games get
Okay,
effed
what
up.
about a battlefield moment? Because I know that can get. I mean, you're adding a tornado now. So what is one of the wildest battlefield moments that you've ever had?
I remember actually, which was kind of bizarre, we were playing against a bunch of journalists on BF 1942 early on, and they took the B-17 and started wing walking on the B-17. So the entire team flew on the B-17, walking on the wings. That was an amazing moment. That, like, we didn't even know that we could do.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
sick.
I think one of the kind of magic pieces when it comes to Battlefield is this notion of like what people can do in a social construct. And I mean, and many actually of the Easter eggs we produce across the years in Battlefield really are all about players coming together and doing things together to unlock something unexpected or crazy.
I've never seen this.
So there's some magic sauce there in Battlefield that really works.
Fair
well.
enough. Now, is this his reaction? They're gonna have the reaction to it? You have future of FPS at home. Who decided we wanted to watch these guys for 30 plus minutes? I mean, this is it.
Can you tell us how
It's
that
not
works
like a
with the total
disrespect
three
or whatever.
studios
Like I
and
said,
EA
put it as an
Battlefield,
upload or
working
something, sure.
specifically on Frostbite engine tech?
But I thought they were gonna
Yeah,
just
I mean,
come
I would
with.
say on a normal year it would be
a bit more advertisement. Like, it's
pulling
that
in
simple.
many studios to build a game like this. But
I don't know
think
who
this
signs off
COVID
on this
environment
sometimes and
really
goes,
means
this
that it's
is
actually
gonna sell our
easier to
games.
scale teams because we're all in the same kind of infrastructure, Zoom meetings, virtual whiteboards, virtual playtests. You know, everything has the word virtual ahead of it. So this is by far the biggest Battlefield team we've ever had.
Their cinematic
That's
trailer
really
was
enables
like,
us to
alright,
shift
as
these,
well.
like, 3 core multiplayer experiences as part of the Battlefield 2042 launch. But it's been a
But I
grand
never
adventure.
remember
A
Battlefield
couple of
being
months left.
that hectic.
You know, and just kudos to everyone in Gothenburg, Guildford, LA, and of course the team back in Stockholm. You know, everyone's come together, and it's honestly not only those folks.
They
There's
pulled the
been
same shit
engineers
for
and artists
Battlefield
and
5.
audio designers
They
from
just had
kind of
the
every
chat
single
about it.
corner of the world across Electronic Arts helping out on this game, and I think you've seen it when you've seen the reveal trailer and the gameplay assets. It's really shining through. So
You know what sells a game? What sells a game? It's just endless conversation.
Things are about to get mighty interesting.
Come on, I keep talking over. Do you want me to
Chad,
just
we're
not
coming
talk
up
over
on
them?
The next season of Apex already. What are some lessons?
Is that not a
learned
troll? You want to hit
from
every
here?
word? Hold.
Yeah,
There
there's
we
been a
go.
lot of lessons. I think from a development perspective, you know, make sure that we're giving everything enough time to be good before it comes out. I mentioned earlier, ranked arenas coming next season. That's one of those things that just wasn't quite ready, and so we just pushed it a season. I think early on we were probably trying to hold to our guns and release things on schedule, and now I think we're a little bit more flexible with that sort of thing, and I think the players have responded well to that. You know, we'd much rather release something when it's really good and ready than to just get it done on time.
You
I
enjoyed
don't
this,
think everyone realizes how much time some
I
of
gave
it
you
takes. Like characters are. We've gotten it down now to only
that
about a
absolute,
a little bit more, yeah, a year and a half or
just
so.
word salad.
So, like we spend
As
a lot
Angel
of
so
time
rightly
kind of
put it.
honing them, so it sucks to rush it out at the end. You know, with things we want to be
Just-
able to have the time to make it perfect.
I don't understand why it's so hard for
Out of
companies,
curiosity,
right,
how long would
to
a
be like,
project
all right, we
take
called in
to develop?
We're
free
generally
streamers
about a year and a
to
half
play
from
the
when
early,
we first start
the
doing
alpha or something like that,
blockouts
yeah?
to
Do that.
to shipping.
Just do that.
What about map changes, actually? Is that any easier
Way better
than doing
idea.
full map updates?
It's definitely a lot easier.
Can you
Um,
please
like a
voice
map
over all of
update
them?
is
You know, way
generally
more entertaining
about
than
6
this
months.
Death Diary stuff.
So we're a couple seasons ahead on
Oh,
those. And
no.
with Town Takeover, we're usually about 1 season ahead. So
And actually, I'm very
Having
curious,
a
how
time
long
in
does
our
it take
life.
to make a map in Battlefield?
Oh yeah, how long
Somewhere
does it
between
take a
6 and
map?
12 months based on size, complexity, is it a new biome, new gameplay opportunities?
This is what we wanted to know.
To pull that off, especially our big player counts, is just a massive challenge, really balancing everything there.
So then that kind of begs the question.
Yeah, some of your
how
maps are
hard
not
is it to
balanced though
run a
in
live
Battlefield.
service
Let's
game?
keep it real. There's some maps you end up in this
Well,
situation and you're like, there's no easy turning this
We're
around,
still learning
boys.
how to do it. You know, it's kind
They
of
got
getting
us.
better
They
every
got us
time, I
pinned in
hope.
here.
And there's a lot of content, a lot of, it's a lot of testing.
Legit,
The good
right
part of it
now,
is you can put things
if
out
you're
there and try
whichever
things,
like
nothing
social
crazy
media
from
manager
selling, you know,
that has
but that
the
puts a
job
lot
of
more
uploading
onus on the team
Sony's
to
like
create
live
content
streaming
and
whatever
the fans, you know, like
and coordinated
they need
it
to last
to
an
later
entire
on today.
season
Even though it's
and have
Deathloop,
enough content to keep
they're just
people
gonna be like,
back and engaged
yeah,
and-
we fucking got him today.
You'll see.
We got him today. This is we've got an actual interesting
I was
stream
gonna say,
coming
is
up.
there any advice that you'd want to give Christian and his team?
At first they're like, what if it shows off loads of Battlefield?
you know, if I could
But
go
they
back,
say it's
I think
involved
the
with
only advice I'd
Xbox
give
and then we're
myself was
fucked.
to make sure that you've
And they're
got
like, nah.
the
They're not
pipeline
that
and
smart.
the tools
They
and
wouldn't
the-
even think of
and the
doing that.
team ready to start creating that content. Because for us,
Could have done
we
it
were all
though.
in on launch.
Could have
We
given us
launched
a
the
whole bunch
game,
of
and
footage.
It's like, oh, this game got popular. We have to do like a season 1. What are we going to put in it? And we had very little content ready to go.
Lower the
The first
volume of
couple
their
seasons
nonsense.
were
Are we just
a lot of
fading
work.
them out of existence slowly?
Slowed it down now and kind of balanced. You know, we want quality of life
Pruning them?
too, so we kind of
Like them little sticks in Loki?
the first couple of years.
We were also just very used to 2-year-long or more development time.
It's just,
when
I
we
just,
released, and it was the same for the release of Apex. So we had never done. How do you ship something in a month or in 3 months?
you have to
So we
have
just
people
had
that are
to think
passionate
about
about the
way
game.
that we think about
Like
development.
these guys are
So I'm very
analytical about
curious,
games, right?
after hearing
Because they
all
have
these
to be.
stories, how
They've
are
been
you
in it for
guys
so long.
preparing for Battlefield 2042's live service?
Anyone know how long until state of plays here? It goes at 10, so by the time this finishes, it'll be like what, 3.5 hours probably? I reckon this won't go much longer than a half an hour. It started at 6.
A couple of tricks up our sleeve as we get to the live service for Battlefield 2042.
Yeah, there we go.
Many of those learnings actually came from Apex Legends and all the great work the Respawn team
Lit
did.
in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, with this job, you kind of get to learn new things every day. We constantly grow and change and push the boundaries. So
Put up to Deathloop Be Real. Put up to Deathloop Be Real.
Work on for that long and you're done.
We don't even need to show
My
them the good
experience,
one.
the team kind of feels like
Just
we
run that
could've done
tonight.
this or that.
Yeah.
It's never quite done, right? Sort of the artist mentality. So the nice thing with live service, it's like, well, it's not
I never understand how
doing
things
something,
miss the
doing
mark
things
so
that
much
you're
sometimes.
polishing or doing whatever you want. So there's a benefit.
You also get that instant kind of gratification. So normally we spend 2 to 3 years before anyone sees what we're doing. Whereas in a live service world, we can create something today and then a few weeks later. It's
God of War State of Play in August is the rumor now. Alright, okay.
The loop was even shorter. We did something.
That'd be crazy.
In the hands of players on Tuesday because it didn't have to be perfect. It was a test environment, and our developers love that instant feedback you get from something, kind of working that closely with the community.
I don't know how they can show us any more of Deathloop. Like, I don't know how they can show us any more of Deathloop. I'll be
I
real.
think you guys have a lot of fun
Um,
today, which is really great.
As far as what I was saying for later on, I think it's just gonna be.
Everyone has been
Wait.
waiting for. What does the future of FPS games look like to you? Vince, because you have the most
This is
history
the
with
most
FPS
important
games,
question,
we'll start
hang
with
on.
you. What does the future look like?
Apex versus Battlefield.
Love it.
Deathmatch.
We're gonna bring it on. I don't know. I think the best part is we
whole
don't
reason
really
you're
know
here.
yet. There's so many things that we
Whole reason you're
haven't
here.
even thought about or put thought into.
It's the name of
yet,
the show.
That it's exciting, and we get new consoles now, so we see the power that we haven't even really started to unlock yet. So that'll get better and better.
Yeah. How about you, Chad?
The other thing that excites me is there's a whole new generation of gamers. And we're up here talking about, games we've played in the past, and there's people who have never even heard of them or never had the chance to experience them.
You have to be in the mood
So I
for
think
this
there's a
type of
lot
talk.
gameplay
It didn't need to be
experiences
live
that
stream.
you
Exactly.
can
This
pay a lot
as an
to or
upload.
something, or
Just put it
experiences
up.
in
People are like, oh,
Grenier.
maybe I'll watch that. But like, as a like,
Respawn just
oh, we're
made a
advertising
World
it,
War II
you know.
game, for instance, and I grew up on a World War II game that Vince made, ironically. And I think a lot of people experienced it
Watching
for the
EA
first
State
time
of
and
Play,
learned something about
Dustin of
World War
Sega
II,
Genesis.
So just opportunities like that. There's a whole new generation of gamers, and
But
so it's exciting.
I don't really know what we're gonna get
Feels like
later
there's
on
so
for
much
State of
more
Play.
we
Other than I
could
said,
do
maybe
and
we'll get that
should
Blue
do
Point
on the
announcement. I
social
feel like
side
that's
of
probably
our
gonna
games.
happen because
If you look at the
it
traditional
got leaked
sport,
by
you
an
can
official
kind of,
Twitter
you can
account
go
by
outside
mistake,
and
you
just
know.
kick a ball or throw a ball,
So hopefully
and you
that
can
is when
watch
they
it on
just go ahead and
TV,
talk
you can
about
go to the
it.
stadium and watch it, and you can participate in fantasy versions of it, and it becomes more than just
I'm done. I'm not
turn
done,
it into
but
more
like
of a social thing where you hang out in this world. And
you
these
can't
worlds
really
that you
unlock it if
create,
EA
not
is still
just to
publishing all
compete,
these games on
but also
consoles.
just to be there with your friends. I think there's a ton of exciting potential there.
Oscar, I'm very curious as to what your answer is.
Cloud computing has really changed a bunch of other industries, and gaming kind of barely touched on it. So if you think about a game like Battlefield, we have things like AI in the
Future
game now,
FPS will get better and better. How insightful.
And the next gen consoles, there are of course super
I'm not too
powerful,
excited about
but
Deathloop. I've been very vocal, not in a bad way, but I'm just, it's not for me. I hope people still play it though.
Really high scale computing that we have.
Yeah, there we go, Abdul. They accidentally tweeted it.
And I think it's just a couple of years away.
I deleted that tweet. Did you miss anything? The Hunter in the chat.
Battlefield
You missed
2042
nothing, man.
one of them?
Like, you missed a riveting conversation.
So, Chad, what should we expect from EA Play Live on July 22nd?
Yeah, so our next season is rapidly approaching, so we're going to be unveiling some new information around our upcoming season, including some information about our next legend. He is very
Guessing I didn't miss
interesting
much.
and
No.
unique in many ways.
No, you
and
did
I think
not.
Players will be really excited to learn about him.
I'm very excited
And
to learn. And
are you
I
gonna
see
show
we
us
can't
today?
hear more about that, but I'm so excited. So, Oscar, what should fans expect from Battlefield 2042 at EA Play Live on July 22nd?
So I think it's that mode that was on a whiteboard for many decades and many years and never kind of happened, and now Christian and his team and LA have been orchestrating and building it. So Christian.
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting, and of course
It's going to be one of these
yeah,
events.
we're
It's
gonna
been
show
one of these
something
events for a
for the
while
first
now.
time,
I'm honestly
but,
just like,
hoping that the players, the community will really embrace and
still lost at how that guy got asked what is the future of FPS.
It's cool.
It's really
And
exciting.
it's the title
It's
of the
really
video, and he's just like,
It's the
I
passion
don't
from
know.
the team comes through.
I tried to spin that
every
like,
time
but that's
they
the
show
beauty
up.
of it. Who knows?
Yeah,
Like,
Christian and his team actually
it's
showed
like, all right, cool,
Lars
cool,
and
bro.
Mr. Battlefield Gustafsson that experience just a few weeks ago. And Lars has
Why are they
has
not
been
just
the franchise
showing
for
us more
the 2
stuff?
decades that existed. I think it was jumping
I've never
around
seen so many
and
forced
seeing
smiles in my life.
was what we saw, and I think that's a great testament.
Yeah, they're like, we all get along round here. We're all
So
good
get a
buddies.
screen share ready to watch.
Invest in us.
Well, thank you guys so much.
We're
for
not just
joining us
buddies,
here.
we're family.
Thank you for having me. It was so great to hear everyone's experiences, and I'll let you guys get back to your game development. I'm so excited to see what you guys have in store for us. So, thank you for joining.
And that's it.
Thank you.
Is that
Thank
legitimately
you for
what they've
joining us
done?
for this first spotlight. More from
This-
the EA Play Live Spotlight series coming soon. Follow @EA on Twitter or go to EA.
Oh,
for the latest
man.
updates.
What,
Also,
what,
remember,
what are you
EA
talking
Play
about?
Live is July 22nd, and you don't want to miss that. I'm Stella Chung from IGN, and this was a ton of fun.
They got us.
Thanks everyone for joining, and I'll see you on the battlefield.
They got us. They see us on the battlefield, will you? I didn't see much of Battlefield, so look at that. Why wouldn't you just do all of that in one go? Like, why would you not just do all of that in one go? It makes no sense at all, right? This would have been, I don't know. I guess if this was all talking, then yeah, I don't want to see it. But the fact that they just, shall we just load the chat again quickly? Put it on screen. This is, how do they do this, man? Mark your calendars. Oh, they're more like the past of FPS. I just started playing Resident Evil 5. It's amazing so far. I'm in the castle and just killed Cassandra and I lost all. Hey man, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Conclusion, no future of FPS. Look at the chat. Unfortunate turn of events there. I apologise. Honestly apologise to everyone. Didn't foresee this. Did not foresee this being as bad as it is. You know, you feel like you've duped people. I was like, we're going to have a good time. We're going to watch some Battlefield clips and maybe see some cool things from Apex. And nothing. They didn't even announce a new character. Everyone hitting a dislike, Timo. With the what the fuck. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, why wouldn't you have just done that and crammed that in at E3? E3 already sucked so much this year gone. Why wouldn't you like, oh, we'll just tag this talk in at some point in time, you know? It's who watches all of E3 and then goes, what we need to release a few weeks after. A few weeks after, what we need to do is release just a conversation. It's not my fault. I know, but like, just they could, as Callie's saying, E3, we put on the most boring show of the year. EA, hold my beer. Like, they just absolutely, completely didn't read the room. They were like, oh, okay, so this is what E3 is, yeah? This is how we do them now. It's boring. And then they just... That's a rare thing to do, man. It's a rare thing to do, to not be able to read the room. When you're like brand aware. And now you just got people doing the worst possible things that they can imagine. All these angry Apex players, just... They were so ready for something good. And now they're mad. Battlefield players are already back on playing Battlefield. Just forget it. Just go out and be a tank, kill some people for a while. It's just sad at this point. The future is futile. This was Western Bandai Namco stream. At least there was House of Ashes. Yeah, and to be fair to them, at least they showed us a fair bit of House of Ashes again. Thoughts on the Kojima Xbox deal? Is it concrete or is it just hearsay at the moment? I feel like if you were a smart like business, you did journalism and stuff, you'd probably pick up on the fact that Kojima is like online clickbait in just his name being who he is, just makes people like want to tie him to this, that and the other and decide he's doing this now, it's abandoned, he's hiding behind this dude in front of him, like and just I just can't think that there's any sort of not realness to it, but at the same time I just think like everyone's just so ready to quickly discuss stuff, even like that's good clickbait, you know what I'm saying? And it might not be clickbait, but for the time being, it works really well. Here's my pro tip for EA on what people like to see. Gameplay. Yeah, 100%. Like, as seen by the fact. It's jokes that the chat's just still running. Like, people were this mad. It doesn't just stop. Like no one stopped the stream either. You definitely would just stop the stream. But, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. We tried. Is this just useless speech? Yes, it's just useless speech. Apparently there's been a letter of intent between Kojima and Microsoft to work on a project, but no actual project just yet. Alright, they're sending out secret messages. We believe in first players and games. What? We're done. Like, honestly, I was just hoping for some fun. I don't even need the headphone in right now. I prefer FPS. Yeah, I enjoy FPS. Like, it's a lot of fun, but it's just not, It's not good enough. Like, you know, you're sitting on some good content, and I'm surprised because EA like money, and you would have thought that they went with something that was like a good business move, an advertisement. But they're like, we're gonna ride off of the name of it. I guess with Battlefield, you kind of will be a little bit. See you later, Harsh. How's it going? AS saying there is no Kojima Xbox project. Well, this is what I'm saying, man. It just gets a bit out of hand, doesn't it? But if you're smart, you're just like, okay, we're just gonna float a story, get it out there, and other people jump on it, and you're getting all the clicks. This EA stuff was even more bad than the whole CGI trailer show. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they could have just It's just because I don't think people mind the talking so much, and you should like be able to know how to edit it so it doesn't like stick too much. But they were like, we're going for a full half an hour, not even like a 20-10 split, like, so there was 10 minutes of solid gameplay, or maybe 15, and done it in a way that's like not immersive, but interactive, because you're like way more interested in it. But instead they were just like, oh, okay, we'll just talk, and didn't work. Like, the pacing just didn't work on it. 3 more hours till State of Play. Hopefully some Sifu, Little Devil Inside, and some of the other stuff there. Maybe Stray. I don't think we'll get that on the 29th. I'm gonna take that before State of Play. I might have to do that as well. But it's so risky when you've only had so little sleep, and the later it gets, you're just like, if I go now, I'm done. Like, I won't wake up. Term and half of this year, nothing too exciting in the gaming industry. Well, this is like this worst event ever. Someone said in the chat just over there. But this is the thing as well. Like, July's a kind of dead month. Like, everything's gone a bit quiet. If you're gonna put on something like this, look, they've got it all lined up. They got this today, then next is on the 13th, then the 19th, and then the 20th, and they've got all of this stuff that they got planned. So, like, why wouldn't you make sure that it was like exciting in a month when, if you catch people's attention, State of Play is not any better. I don't think it's going to be, potentially, apart from the fact that at least it's going to be gameplay. Like, it's not going to be people. There's no way we can compare a State of Play to this State of Lame. Take it easy, Jim. Well, this was rough. Yeah, it was rough. Unfortunately. But yeah, State of Play coming up. Don't want to keep this too long. I want to go forget about it, to be honest. July is never a good month for gaming. It's like a rule. Yeah, but at least you can like have some stuff to talk about while nothing really good's dropping. You know, like they could have done that. Maybe August PS Plus is going to throw in Little Devil Inside. I'll be happy with that. State of Play will be 100 times better. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's not a hard act to follow today, is it? You'd definitely be like, oh wait, we've got this one. We've absolutely got this one. But yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do though. Like, but I guess even like, you know, Deathloop beats that. So well done, EA. You've just made everyone more excited for State of Play. It was a perfect marketing ploy. Sometimes you need the worst advertisement for it to work out for you. Yeah, but at least just it should be fine. Does it drop this month? Does it drop this month? I'm like, so, haven't got it pre-ordered. Sony doesn't like to do talking. There's gangster when you put it like that. Sony don't like to do talking. It's just a game after game, which they'll do, yeah, exactly. If they put it on Plus next month, then people who bought it this month will be mad. Yeah, that's a great point as well. Do you know the amount of stuff that's come out since PS5 that like I bought last year when we were doing all of the playthrough, which I loved anyway, and I'm glad I own those games. But there's so much like because I was so close to the end. There's I'd like to give away so much stuff. Like, you know, when I've only done the PS5 collection, I was like, I just played through most of these games. I just played through most of these. You can have given me the heads up, man. But yeah, no. Maybe we will get a little bit of footage then. That makes it sound like if it's out this month, surely that's going to be one of the games that we will actually see. We'll let the games do the talking. I mean, that's just the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it. It sounded gangster because Jim Ryan is secretly a mob boss. Oh, it has no solid release date. Well, maybe we'll get it. That's actually, if it's got no solid release date, it's just given a release in July, then that gives it a good probability of being news this evening, which is good. It looked like a lot of fun. Well, we will just find out. I think a lot of these events forgot the rule: show, don't tell. Yeah, I mean, it's the only way to do it now. Even if you just got to turn up with like all CGI trailers, which at the time didn't feel like the best part of E3, but at least it was watchable. You know, at least they were showing us something. I'll buy it either way. Got the special edition to give him my money. You going in, man. I respect it. But it was like I didn't have a choice of that anyway. I just did it. Just found out a few months later. It blindsided me. Yeah, I guess that's it. That's it for EA. And unfortunately, the future of FPS goes with it. But we got State of Play, and I've got the link for that. I'll put it in the chat. But I can't talk about like how much EA fuck you over and disappoint, because everybody already knows. Right, there we go. Pre-ordered your physical copy? Damn, that's even more dedication. But I'm gonna leave it in that, and I'll be back in a few hours. There's a link. I don't know if I should pin it, and I can't pin it over there. So yeah, take care of yourselves. Look out for each other. I'll be back in a couple hours. I just need some dinner.